Hey, what's up? It's Andy. I'm going to talk about beliefs today and the difference between beliefs and mindset. All right, I'm doing a deep dive, so I'm going to get right into the nuts and bolts of your brain. All right. All right, what is mindset? Mindset is beliefs. It's a way to look at a certain situation, right? So let's say we're trying to win the contest, we're trying to win the match, right? I want to have the mindset that I'm going to win, right? But what is that? It's really a belief that I am going to win the match, okay? So mindsets are more like temporary than beliefs. Beliefs are like really, as we know them, they're really deep and important to us, right? So the biggest one that we have is, do you believe in Santa Claus? Right? You know, that's like, you can't, you can't believe one thing one day and then the next day believe something else. Yes, I do. And then, no, I don't believe. And then, yeah, actually I do, right? It's too important to us to flip-flop on that. But mindsets are a little different. You know, you can get in the zone and like focus on winning the match. And then later that night you can relax and not be so obsessed about it, okay? But in the moment you believe it, all right? So I know a little bit about this. I am a graduate of the USC School of Cinematic Arts, and I've been working with actors and done a little acting myself. Been doing that for like 20 years. So the whole art of acting is psychology. It's the art of psychology, right? Of human psychology. And what the acting world is basically just temporarily believing in some circumstances, right? If you're on a set, you believe that you're, you know, in outer space or there's dinosaurs around you or whatever, and you believe it. You believe that they're there, right? And so that's how the actors are very convincing, all right? So what are beliefs exactly, all right? Back to the tangible, the technical way that we can handle this and allow me to help explain how to use it so that you can achieve your goals. Beliefs are energy-saving shortcuts that help model and predict our environment, okay? It's a very sciencey thing, a way to explain it. So like, take like the stove, okay? Now, we believe that pain is dangerous. So if you put your hand on the stove and it's really painful, you pull your hand back quick, right? Because you don't have time to sit and ponder, you know, is it on? Is it, how hot is it? Is it really that hot or not? You know, you don't have time for that, right? So the heuristic, the shortcut is that you just yank your hand back, all right? And that happens in a split second. But the belief is something that we never really thought about, right? How much time have you ever really spent thinking about that? Pain is dangerous, right? Never. We just know that. We just know it is true, all right? So here's where it gets interesting. Here's where you can actually delve in and start to examine these beliefs to see if they are actually true or not. But let me give you a little quote here, all right? This is fun. For some of our most important beliefs, we have no evidence for them at all, except that people that we trust also hold these beliefs. Considering how little we know about them, the confidence that we have in them is crazy, but it's also essential. And that is from Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman. All right, so as you can see, that clearly explains the hot stove effect, right? It's deeply held, right? But here's another case where maybe they're incorrect, right? Take, for instance, the belief that we all have that hunger is bad, okay? Now, if we think about our collective belief about prehistory, and cavemen out there hunting and gathering. If you are hungry and you don't get food, you might die, right? Hunger is bad. Hunger is bad. You got to feed yourself when you're hungry, right? Well, in today's world, many people have eaten themselves into an unhealthy state of obesity or being overweight, all right? And this is where the belief that we have has flipped 180, right? Hunger is bad, causes you to keep eating and keep damaging your health. So for a brief moment in time, if you adopt a mindset that it's okay to be hungry, that hunger maybe is a good thing, that belief can help you start to lose weight, get into a healthy state. And then when you've reached it, then you can disperse with that mindset, okay? And because if you keep believing that, you might starve yourself all the way too low. But there's lots of time to deliberate when it's time to let go of that, all right? But you see now how this can be helpful, that even really deep, important beliefs that we've never even thought about before can be challenged and they can be reversed. And that in fact, maybe that's the way to actually save your life, right? To avoid diseases associated with obesity is to believe that hunger is actually good for a short period of time until you can get back into your weight, right? So good, I hope that that's clear. I wanna share a little story with you about this very thing, about being able to control your beliefs. That's just an example, because I know that this works, right? So I, my whole life have had this belief that scratches and damage on things are bad, right? Your iPhone screen, right? You don't want to scratch on it. So I have a scratch on my windshield. I just got a new windshield on my car, and I was using a squeegee, and it had a metal part, and I was trying to get something off, and it scratched it, big scratch. So my brand new windshield has this scratch. So it took me like a couple weeks. I was like, why is this? What belief do I have that just makes me so angry about the scratch, you know? And it took me about that much time, but I realized what it was. It's that I had a belief that objects should be kept in their pristine state, and that they can be kept in a pristine state indefinitely, right? And that's ideal, right? So it's like a combination of things. And when I really thought like, yeah, that's why it bothers me, because it's scratched. And when I realized that, I thought like, how do I amend this? How do I change that belief in my mind to help me cope with this particular problem that it causes me to get angry, right? And the way to look at it is that nothing stays in its pristine state, right? It's the second law of thermodynamics. Everything returns to a chaos state. How many things from 3,000 years ago are perfectly pristine? None, right? Nothing. So everything will decay even if you don't touch it. And I knew that, but my belief about objects was in contrary to that. I just had an incorrect belief, right? So what I did is I adopted the new belief is that the second law of thermodynamics is in effect at all times. Things will be new for a while and then they will decay, whether it's a negligence or just time, right? And so now that I truly believe that with conviction, scratches don't bother me anymore, right? I still strive to have stuff nice, but if it's scratched, I cue up that belief and now it's all good, right? So there you go. There's another bonus mindset for you that will really help you out there if you get bent out of shape about your stuff getting scratched, right? So guys, I hope that was very helpful. If you watch this, man, good for you guys, because your IQ just shot up. I don't know about your IQ, but your knowledge did, right? So, all right, good. So I'm gonna talk more about mindset and get deeper into into the brain, like the game of Operation, you know? Play that a little bit with everyone's psychology and your words in there. So good for you. You guys are looking and thinking a lot better already. So ready? Let's go.